Hello, everyone. Engagement leadership approach for higher productivity management. We will be learning about the various approaches with respect which translate into higher productions in our or in a company. So, what are the single most important challenge to all leaders? The answer is something which is very simple. It's a three-word answer: having a positive result. And this is the single most criteria that is plaguing all the companies across the world. The challenges to the leader is to have an positive responses, positive result, and outcome that is in favorable, in sync with the expectations of the company, giving criteria or giving importance to the achievement of the organizational goal. And that is what an employee engagement is all about. It They are motivated for the organizational success. They are going all out or even making extra effort, discretionary effort to achieve the organizational result. And last but not the least, might make important decisions all by themselves so that the organization achieves its goal. So basically we are talking about employee engagement with respect, or who are in sync with the aspirations of the company that they work for. Remember, engagement is nothing but it translates into productivity and profitability. We look at 50 global companies around the year correlating with employee engagement with the financial result. Now, please understand, I am giving you a hard facts which has been published altogether. You remember, an employee engaged employee would be actually be giving somewhere down 19% increase in the operation expenses altogether. This is what we are looking into it. And 28% of growth as EPS or earning per share is all about it. So this is very important as far as thing is concerned. Conversely, on the other hand, the companies with a no engagement or very low engagement saw a decline in their income by 32% and EPS by around 11%. EPS is earning per share. Again, highly engaged employee, the companies are profitable, they grow approximately 19% of the time in terms of the operating income is concerned, which translates around 28% of earning per share. On the other hand, on the other fragment of the corners would be companies working with no engagement or low employee engagement. They have actually seen a decline of approximately 32%, that is roughly one third of their profitability, and an EPS drop of approximately one tenth, that's 11% of the total value. So engagement, I keep on saying, is all about productivity and profitability, which equates to 51% of gap in operating income, 39% of gap in earning per shares. Between the two, the highest end and the lowest end, see the gap that comes around it. This is a gap. This is everything that comes, which we need to understand altogether. This is the gap that is there between the highest and the lowest formation. This you need to. So, what drives engagement? The question then comes us as what is that thing that is very pivotal to having an engaged. Engagement is driven by two things. One is leadership, the other would be a person job fit. Leadership is one thing which people often forget. People get too much orientations towards the formality of formal structure of an organization. So you basically bow down to the hierarchy and nothing else. But that doesn't make sense. In the long run, if you have to be productive, there has to be commanded by an able leader. Next would be a job fit. Yes, a person who is in sync with the job, who knows the profession, who actually loves the job, will actually be much more productive. And these are the two factors of that needs to be understood. We will talk about those two factors later part in the presentation. The overlooked role of a leader in engagement. Why this thing? A great workplace is often measured by three interconnected relationships. What are they? This is what we are talking about: a relationship between employees and the management, the relationship between the employees and the company, and the relationship between employees and other employees. So what is it? We are talking a top down approach that comes around it as far as with the managers is concerned. We are talking about the company as a whole is concerned, where the employees is related to all together. And then we are also speaking about a person who is having a wonderful relationship with their peers and colleagues thereby. So these are three things that needs to be understood, and we don't do it, we don't look into it. So to what extent does your managers create and maintain a work environment? This is very pivotal. Your emotionally and intellectually commitment to the organization goals, build an energetic and positive attitude in you, create a common sense of purpose where you are more inclined to invest extra energy and even some of your own time in your work. This is prime importance. As a leader, you have to build a sense of commonality among your teammates. You have to put in that extra effort, extra energy, so that there is a perfect unison gelling among the team members, build an energetic and positive. So I will be discussing these 6 points in detail in the rest of the presentation, probably, and then wind it up the two more things. So what are they? How do you go about becoming an engaging and productive leader? The most critical behaviors are these three. Is all about being a beacon of positivity, communicate transparently, tailor your vision, be energetic, be enthusiastic, recognize the greatness in others, and last but not the least, have that charismatic power of belief. Belief in yourself, belief in people, belief in the fact that things will happen and fall down in the right places, and all will turn out positive. So, first and foremost thing is being a positivity. This is what is an essential. You have to be understanding the fact that if you do not harness the positive energy, nothing good is going to come out of it. Have to be all about this positivity. We remember this is what the team language is. A creativity dies if there are people have been surrounded by negative energies. They have been bowed down, booed down, and so on and so forth. Creativity dies automatically. Relationship breaks definitively, and productivity goes for a toss. Whereas a positive energy, the team actually flourishes. Why? Because here people are taking risks, taking chances, and creativity is thriving. Relationships are enhanced because people are rubbing success, one success with another's shoulder. So that is what we are looking about it. Engagement rises, people work in the flow. That is what the Losada zone is all about it. Engaging and productive leaders focus on keeping the environment and the people at the Losada zones having positive in. So communicate effectively. The next one was have communicating effectively. Be transparent about your orientations, about your communication, about your policies, about your goals, about your process. Needs to be done on a one-to-one basis. Keep it upbeat, keep it short, keep it sweet. Do not have threatening words. Do not have negative connotations. For heaven's sake, possibly, if possible, listen. People in the urge of having a wonderful communication forget often to listen together, solicit ideas, opinions, suggestions, thereby create a comfortable climate for raising concern as the case might be. This is all what we are looking for in days to come. Keep it upbeat, for heaven's sake, listen, solicit ideas, opinions, and suggestion. Create a comfortable climate for raising. The third was all about your vision. Remember, this is the vision that comes around it. This is what we are looking as such. Point it out. This is why we are saying it out. Point it out. Tailor your and best way to keep your stars. And when I say stars, is your employee who are much vital to the organization, to know them better as they know better even than they know themselves. Harness their energy, harness their personality, use that information to customize their career goals and probably their dreams if possible. No, keep your friends in the fray and establish the fact that you are always going to be there, looking at their back and extending support at any point. Tailor your vision. So what are their strengths? You need to find it out. What are their development needs? You need to go about it. What goals do they have themselves? If they have narrow goals, shorter goals, in make the goals enlarge, make it brighter, bigger, so that they can take up the challenge. And I'm sure if you with your support as a manager, they will achieve and make it a reality. what success look to them, what are their family circumstances, what are their passion, interest, what are how well or how will they become a valuable helping you to achieve your vision is what we are all looking for it. This is tailoring your vision. You should always keep your star performer in the loop and ensure that whatever is happening in that employee's life, you should keep a tab on it, and as far as possible extend support. The fourth is all about energies, all about emotional contagion. Result of a study indicates that the leader's emotional expression plays an important role in the formation of followers. Perception of leader effectiveness, attraction to the leader, and the follower mood. Charismatic leaders enable their followers to experience positive emotion. Their behaviors of the leaders, the managers can make the difference in happiness and well-being of the followers by following, by influencing their emotional life. This is what we are looking into it, the emotional contagion. Have a positive spirit, let that spirit percolate to the other person. As a leader, you should always give a vibrant feeling to the team, keep the energy perky, keep the energetic lively, and so forth. The fifth one is to recognize the greatness thing. Now, this is the greatness that we're looking into it. Acknowledge them, appreciate them, give a pat on the back, and your battle is won. Remember, recognition is a chemical. It is the thrill or the hormone that gets activated the moment you feel appreciated. Recognitions for good work releases dopamine. Dopamine is in the brain, which creates a sense of feeling and pride, as the case might be. Better yet, dopamine hits cements the knowledge that many such behaviors will actually create more such praises and increased enhanced dopamine range. So it is like the heady feeling, the intoxicant that comes around it, the appreciation, the recognition. It is one thing which is a must thing for the leaders to shower and generously. Recognition is more psychological. It is a norm of reciprocity, as the case might be. The sixth and the last and part of this charismatic power is the belief in people. This is one thing that you need to understand. Have trust, have faith, and you will see people will deliver. Two key drivers for individual performances, which I said in the very beginning of this presentation, is what is expected of them. If the leader can translate and be specific about their expectation, yes, it can be achieved. Yes, it will be achieved. Yes, the people will make the dreams, the goals, the objective a reality much sooner than you were expected. This is what I wanted to go around for you to understand altogether. Leadership, if you have a positive expectation of all your people, then consciously or unconsciously will continuously transmit those expectations and support your people in raising their self-esteem, their expectation of themselves, their engagement in your work to produce a result that is expected out of them. And that is the charisma, that is the charisma of a leader. This is what we are trying to build upon it. We need to go across, focus it out. Absolutely, we will be doing the same cases time in, time out, every now and then. Is the positivity? Positivity will spread like a wildfire. Thus, the energy needs to be vibrant enough. It needs to be percolated and ensure that people are in touch. Extend the support, extend the feedback, extend the resources. If you think somebody is lagging behind, please either extend the deadline or extend much, allocate much of our resources. Never let their self-esteem down. Once they are aware that their back is always taken care of by the leader, all support will be done and they will excel in the field that they have been. Two drivers of the individuals are the leaders expectation of individuals. The second is the major thing, is the individual expectation of himself. always be humble as an individual, but at times you can be having self doubt. This self doubt needs to be removed altogether. There might be some sort of energy, there might be some lack of confidence, and believe me, you might be able, you have the ability, you have the requisite qualification, you have the requisite knowledge, but only self doubt and confidence, lack of confidence is withholding you from achieving the potential that you are destined to fulfill. These are the two that needs to be understood as the key leadership charisma. Know that your expectation will become their expectation, and that their expectation will translate into unprecedented productivity, performances, and successes. It is your spirit, it is your spirit which will percolate into them and will become their spirit. And once it becomes their spirit, they will ensure there is achievement of both glories in terms of productivity, performance. So anyone can become an engaging and productive leader. I have already said it to you, the six parameters altogether. Be a beacon of positivity, communicate effectively, tailor your vision, be energetic, be enthusiastic, recognize the greatness of others, and use the charismatic power, believe in your people. Remember the fact that you cannot manage what you cannot measure. Leaders typically will have a little or no idea what they are doing, that is engaging or disengaging their people. This is very true. Engaging and disengaging, the leaders do not have the power to understand what are they doing the right work or not. This is what you need to go about. You need to see the productivity, and the only the people who can tell them is their self, one, their boss, two, their direct reportees that comes around it, the peers that comes around it. This is what we are looking into it. Right, you should be talking about each, about yourself, about your superiors, about your juniors, about your peers. Each will give certain confidential annual feedback to you, so that it will give you a right assessment of your together. So, what is the single most important challenge that the leaders had in the very first of the place, or the first of the slide that I said it to you, is getting positive result. And I am sure once you have understood this presentation, it will become very easy for you to drive positivity in your team and enhance the productivity thereby. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video.